Today on Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter podcast, we look at EVPs we caught during a live investigation here at Pythian Castle. Welcome to another episode of Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter podcast. I'm John, Chris, Dustin, and Melissa also joining us today for the podcast.
Thank you very much for downloading another episode. At first, we talked about doing this the way we've done live podcasts in the past, where we play, the audio from the investigation
while
as
it's
the
going
podcast.
on.
Yeah,
while it's happening.
But this time, we started catching so much stuff that we thought it'd be better to come on here and kind of just present it. Otherwise, it was going to stretch out for a long, long time.
Yeah, this would have been a months and months go by.
And today won't even get it all. So we've kind of got to whittle down to a few pieces that we're going to play for you, actually a bunch. We'll get through as many as we can over the next several episodes, and we're just going to do it that way instead, because if we played we were here from 8:30 till 2:30 or 3 in the morning
till the castle kicked us out.
So that would have been a lot of audio, a lot of podcasts, time for you to listen through, and it was going to be ridiculous. So we're going to do it this way, the way where we kind of go through and pull out the stuff and let you hear it from there, because we've got a lot of good stuff here, and we want to go ahead and get some of that out there.
I would actually lead off with the first creepy thing that happened when we were here, and that's when we went down into the basement, and Melissa points out the fact that the chandelier downstairs is swinging.
I guess it would be considered a candelabra. It's a chandelier with candles on it. It's big.
The light source.
It's very big. It hangs from the ceiling, and when we went down there, it was swinging, I guess would be the word you'd use. And we tried to make that happen by going upstairs and walking around a little bit, but we're talking concrete floors here.
Yeah, it's anchored to stone.
It's not moving.
Melissa, have you ever seen that before on any of your tours or any times here?
No, because we come when the tour goes downstairs, we come from that room right above it. So while you guys are walking around getting stuff set up, if I bring 30 people down there and that thing's not swinging, you guys aren't going to cause it to swing. So no, never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, just how this place is put together back in 1913, it's all concrete and stone.
Right.
So I mean, it's not like a house built in 1978 where you walk upstairs and you cause the light fixture downstairs to move a little bit. This is a big candelabra and it's anchored into stone. So I mean, it wasn't us that made it happen. It wasn't a draft. There certainly wasn't any heat on down there. Damn. I mean, I would have had gloves and a wool hat if I'd have thought it through. But it wasn't
Some
like
of us did.
It wasn't a draft or HVAC, but it was swinging. So I mean, that was interesting. That was our first experience, I guess, that night, wasn't it? I think
that was the very first thing that happened. And then as Melissa was kind of giving us a rough tour, and by the way, they do the tours here at Pythian Castle. If you ever want to do the ghost tours, it's something that they do. And she was kind of giving us a rough show around of the place. We go into the boiler room area, and then we go back through to where the tunnel is at. And we're doing a walkthrough on the tunnel, and we don't really see anything at first. And then we turn to leave the tunnel, and we're getting ready to leave. We get almost to the end of it, and I stopped and I thought, you know what? I should probably look back, because it's one of these tunnels that you always get this feeling that something is following you up out of the tunnel. I turn around and I see this huge guy down at the end of the tunnel, a very, very big guy. And that's whenever I tell Chris, I said, hey, Chris, take a look at this, and you come over and look.
Well, one thing that never happens is we never have video pointed in the right direction.
That's correct.
But we did this time.
Yep.
We actually had, I just on my phone, I just hit the video and pointed it down there, and we did catch, I don't even know how to describe it.
An enormous shadow.
It's like a shadow of a person.
Yes.
And then...
I mean, there's movement in the video.
Did you see the video?
That's for sure. Oh, yeah. No, I saw the video. Yeah.
The one where at the end, if you pause it, you can see the...
Yeah. We stopped that night for a little while later and looked at the video, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We looked at it down there.
There's movement down there.
Well, and something rushes up at the end.
If you watch it frame by frame, something black comes out of that area, and at the very end, right when I shut the damn camera off,
right,
there's like a shadow of a person standing there.
Right.
I do want to say, just because people don't know what we're like, That place is creepy.
That tunnel?
Without
Yeah.
anything showing up, like the boiler thing, the tunnel, it's already like creepy.
Yeah.
So when I was there and when that started to happen, I thought that maybe it was possible that just, you're in a creepy spot. Maybe shadow play
That
was
does
happening.
happen too. That happens too.
and you can. And
Well, I tried to recreate it later. I took a flashlight later on in the night and I shined it down the tunnel and I moved it around and I couldn't make it look like it did in that video.
Yeah, and if you walk all the way to the end of that tunnel like me and Ty did and look back towards the front of it where the lights are, your eyes can trick you into seeing all kinds of things moving. Because I would ask Tyler, it's like, is that moving or have I been staring there too long?
And what happened was Chris, when Chris came over, I said, what is that? And he looks down there and he sees the same thing I'm seeing. Tyler comes in. Tyler is seeing what I'm seeing.
No,
And
we were all there. I saw it.
know?
I looked down when it was happening and saw something moving around. I was like, what is that thing?
I took my enormous flashlight and hit the very end of the tunnel. And whenever I shined the light on the end of the tunnel, it looked like it just. I know this sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo. I know it does, but it just sucked back up into the wall.
And for anyone that's wondering, the tunnel's a dead end.
I was getting ready to say that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an
it's a
important thing to
dead-end
point
tunnel.
out. Like, there is not any possibility of somebody sneaking in and messing around and leaving. There's no way out of there. It's a one-way tunnel.
No, yeah, it's concrete blocks at the very end. I was trying to pull the video up here just to refresh.
Now, it did eventually, or at one point, go to somewhere. It went to that building outside.
Yeah,
right?
at one point when the Pythians had it, it was a through tunnel to that other building. We just don't own it.
Anyone that has never been familiar with you have to push play on that.
I just wanted him to see the last frame.
The freeze frame there of it. I mean, look at that thing. That's something.
It is incredible to see that there like that.
Now, this is in addition to, like, all night long the castle just making noises at us.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe some of those were ambient,
Yeah, it's
environmental.
very possible. Most of them were, but there were some that I wasn't so sure.
And by the way, I was not somebody who thought that I was going to see something in the tunnel. I actually.
We never see anything. Let's be honest.
I didn't
we never
think it was
see
going to happen.
anything. We hear things.
Right, yeah.
I
We
did
hear
not
lots of things.
ever anticipate seeing anything or coming into. Had I done it, in fact, I had told Chris it wasn't
never
worth setting up
see
a video camera. I told Chris it wasn't worth it. I said, we're not going to get anything. This is not worth setting up the camera. Okay, no problem. Well, that was a mistake.
And who knows if we'd set up the camera, it probably wouldn't have got anything.
He probably wouldn't have come out if you did it.
That's
It's just.
This is the way he is.
the paradox.
I
of it.
like that as our new slogan, though. We never see anything.
Yeah, that should be our tagline. I was going to say that. We need to put that on a shirt.
Now, if anyone's not familiar with
Midwest Ghost Hunters, we never see anything.
if anyone's not familiar with the story behind the tunnel, Melissa, can you tell everybody the story behind it? That way people maybe are listening to the podcast for the very first time. We are at Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri, and Pythian Castle is where we're podcasting from. It's where we did the
And we're here every week.
investigation.
We probably should have cleared this up a little bit. What we're talking about today is the overnight investigation we did
Yes.
last Saturday, where we were here for a bunch of overnight.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about today.
And the place has got a real history, including the tunnel. And what is the story behind the tunnel, Melissa?
So the story behind the tunnel is originally there was a boiler in the building that it connects to. That's how they would heat this building in the wintertime. And story goes, at one point in time, there was an explosion or fire, something with that boiler, and the gentleman that haunts the tunnel was killed by whatever happened back there. A lot of people that go down there smell smoke. A lot of people say it's hard to breathe when they get down there. And again, that could be the environment. It's a small, dark tunnel.
I will tell you that one of the EVPs that we'll play today,
Yeah, we're
that's
gonna
on
get into
here,
those.
and we're going to play on this. The thing I described to Melissa is I said it almost sounds like fire is roaring down that tunnel because it sounds it's the sound of if you've ever burned brush or anything like that and seen and had it happen in an enclosed area.
Thorn trees?
I'm always burning thorn trees, by the way. I'm always
I
burning
think
them.
Chris just glanced at each other when you said burning. It's like
Yeah.
your dark past.
So it's kind of
Well,
like,
then I guess you would know what that sounds
yeah,
like.
so I know
Yes.
I'm very familiar with the sound of
Yeah.
fire, and this is the way if fire hits an area and is traveling fast, this is
It
exactly
makes a
what.
sound.
Yes, it does. It has a specific sound, and that's what some of these things sound like. So this guy, at least in theory, would be an American soldier, most likely.
Probably.
So that would have been the era, if the story is true and all that stuff. That's what it would sync up with.
To speak on the like people feeling nauseous or whatever, like that if you have any kind of claustrophobia, that's a nightmare for you.
Yeah, you should not be in that tunnel
because I do, and I almost had a panic attack.
Well,
just walking down. This is before any shadow started walking
because it
toward
starts
us.
out, it starts out fairly decent, girth.
Yeah.
But as you get further and further down there, it gets pretty damn narrow.
Yes, it gets too narrow for me.
Yeah, it gets very narrow. So actually, before we get into this, and we're going to get into these, Bobby and Ty went down there into the tunnels. That's where they started. And then Bobby came back up. She didn't like it. So I went down there with Ty, and he and I were down there by ourselves for a long time. I mean, it's cold. It is so cold down there. My fingers were numb. That's not kidding either. They were numb completely. It was freezing. So we were down there a long time. And I think this first piece we're going to play, you want to go ahead and jump into that?
Yeah, the very first piece is after Bobby is gone, Chris and Tyler are the only two voices you should hear on this.
You will hear you guys upstairs in the background, but this
yes, but not up close.
Right.
They're at the tunnel, and where they're going to, so they followed the tunnel all the way to the end.
This is a long tunnel. Can you estimate?
It's 240 feet.
Okay, exactly, huh?
All right, so let's go ahead and play this. This is when me and Ty
And you're
first...
at the end of the tunnel.
We just reached the
240
end.
feet away,
Yep.
plus whatever distance we are away from you.
Yep. Let me go ahead and pull
Let's do
this
it.
up. Here we go.
What is that? Is this the end? This is the end. Well, was that there? Hello? Was there a paper down here? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there was the spot you wanted to hear.
You want to listen to after Ty says, was that there?
There was just something laying on the ground. It wasn't a big deal. We just couldn't remember if something had already been there. But it's after. Let me go ahead and go. Let's play it from right here.
Is this the end? This is the end. Well, was that there? Hello? Was there
Right
a
there.
paper down here?
Does everyone, can you hear that
Yeah.
voice? And that voice clearly is not Chris.
No.
It is not Ty.
And we have this, we'll corroborate this with my other recording. It either will be there or won't. But there were only two people in there. And I don't know, I didn't hear this until, I was listening back. Let's do it one more
What
time.
is that? Is this the end? This is the end. Well, was that there? Hello? Was there a
Right there.
paper
So we
down
got the
here?
hello, and we also have an isolated hello if you want to play it
Okay.
too.
Yeah, I can
and
pull
it's
that
just
one up, too.
isolated to just, and what you're listening for is that hello, that voice there. And the main thing to think about is it's not Chris, it's not Ty, and they're the only people in the tunnel.
It was only us, and we were down there a long time, just the two of us. Let's go ahead and roll this.
Hello?
Right there.
Hello? Hello?
That's it.
Melissa, have you ever heard anything that sounds like that in the tunnels?
No. I've heard whispers, but I've never heard that particular voice.
We're gonna have Melissa kind of
Because
drive the bus
some
here.
of the whispers I'm kind of iffy on. We can do the footsteps between.
Is that when me and Ty were in the tunnel?
Yeah, that's when you guys split.
Now, on this one here, what happens is you'll notice that you have Chris at one end of the tunnel and Ty at the other end of the tunnel, and yet you still got some footsteps going on.
Yeah, that was his bright idea for one of us to go to one end and one to the other. And we did hear footsteps, too. I don't know if this is when we heard them. We'll go ahead and roll this one for you.
We hear a loud noise in the tunnel.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
did you just take a step?
What do you mean? What?
Did you move?
I haven't moved. I've been here for about maybe a minute and a half.
I just heard footsteps between us.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Is this from the recorder at his end?
Yeah, this is from the Zoom. This is down there by White. This is where Ty is at.
Okay, he was not moving at all. So we did hear that one. Let's go ahead and go here. This is another footstep.
I had to turn my volume way up to catch some of these.
I'm going to pause for a minute. So I'm assuming this is when it was nobody in
No
there.
one is in the tunnel
Okay.
at this point in time.
Gotcha.
On that one.
I think I heard something, but it was.
I mean, it's still got... What is that? Do you recognize that? Is that the...
That might have been the boiler. but the steps should have been before that.
Yeah, I heard movement in there. I just wasn't sure when I played it if this was when me and Ty were in there, if this was when...
No, you guys should have already been gone.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely movement in there. How about knocking in the tunnel? You guys remember that one?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you remember it, Melissa?
I listened to like
Okay.
4.5 hours of
We'll
these.
play this one. Okay, I did hear the knocking there.
Find the one that talks about like the bangs and the dragging.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about the dragging sound. Let me see here. I'm going to look through this folder and see.
There's only a few.
Bang and a voice?
Yes, go with that one. That one's creepy.
Okay.
Naming EVPs is hard. Don't
Yeah,
give
it
John
is.
such a hard time.
Yeah. See, and that's the other thing. We started the week off. She was doing that, and then she gets 99 of them in there, and all of a sudden, what are you going to call this bang? You know, what are you going to call it?
I know that's a problem I get into. It's like bang one, bang two. It's
Yes.
like, what the hell are these?
And then you think, oh, that's a really great one, and then you get to the end of it, and you've got. It sounds like a freight train running through the place.
All right, let's go ahead and roll this one. This is the bang and a voice. Okay, let me go to the beginning. I hear it. I hear both. And I'm assuming these are also in the tunnel when nobody was in there.
No one is in there.
Okay. Bang on pipe.
Try that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me do that again. Very faint, but it is there.
Yeah.
Are you hearing a lot of that?
No.
Am I the only one? I'm hearing the HVAC really loud.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, no, it's been like that.
Okay. I don't
think one of
remember
our
ever
mics are
hearing
picking
that
it up.
before. All right, let's keep going here. Here's the drag. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, that's interesting. That's in the tunnel, also unmanned.
Yes, and the thing about it is, I know that when we've ran audio, if you're a fan of the podcast, and if you're a fan of the podcast and you've heard us run audio before, like this is Nick and this is my place, you don't have as much of that, but you're hearing noises where you should hear none. There should be nothing.
Yeah,
there should be no noise at all.
There are going to be a few clicks the closer you get to the entrance of the tunnel from the what is that?
Hot water heater.
The hot water heater. But this recorder was 240 feet away.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be picking that up.
Now, I see one here. Chris and Ty get knocking sound.
Yes.
Okay, let's roll that one and see what we got down there.
We are right by the Zoom now, at the end of the tunnel.
If anybody's in here, can you make a sound for us? What is that?
Knocking.
That one I remember because we did hear that. It is there. It's way down the tunnel.
There's also things on here that if you're just listening to the podcast won't really be super impressive. Like when something taps the recorder. That's not an incredibly impressive piece of audio, but if you put it in there and there's nothing in the tunnel and something taps on it, that's very impressive.
Now here's one where Chris hears deep voice.
Yes, try that.
Okay, let me hear that one real quick.
I mean, I think so. I think it's still on. Okay. We are about 35 feet away from the end of the tunnel. Are we that far away? My goodness, we're really close. What was that? What was that? What the fuck was that? That was a person. Where? Did you a deep voice?
Go back. It almost sounds like a grunt.
Yes.
I mean, I think so. Okay. Okay. We are about 35 feet away from the end of the tunnel. Are we that far away? My goodness, we're really close.
There.
What was that? What was that? What the?
That is about.
I hear you turn around real quick.
That is what refreshing changes. That is what I heard. It sounded like that. Usually we listen back to these like that's not what I heard at all. But it didn't sound like it sounded like a person like clearing their throat or something. Now, is there another deep voice noise? I see. Let's see what this one is. It's at the end of the tunnel. Eyes start jacking with you if you look there long enough.
Yeah, they do. I haven't blinked. I don't blink.
So me and Ty are here in the tunnel, and it's completely dark. We're at the very end, and we're looking back towards the entrance to the tunnel. There's a little bit of light down there, and if you stare long enough, it just starts freaking like your eyes trick you into seeing all kinds of movement down there. Did you hear something over there? Make a noise for us if you're in here with us. I think it was right here. I'm trying, as I listen to these, I'm trying to, replay it in my head, what we were doing when that happened. But I think Ty heard. Your eyes trick you into seeing all kinds of. I think it was right back there.
I think I heard something right there.
Yeah, I did too. And there's also a whisper.
And it sounds similar to that.
It does. It sounds very similar to that.
Let me roll it again. I pulled it back. There's a little bit of light down there, and if you're trying to run,
where you guys are leaving and the footsteps continue.
Let's see. Footsteps. I'm looking through the files. I know this is compelling podcast material here. Let's see. I wonder if it's this one. The two footsteps.
It is very, and I'm so glad that Melissa has come to the party on this now too, because it's very hard to name these things to where.
Yeah, and I'm not criticizing the naming at all.
It becomes very difficult.
It's very difficult to locate them when you haven't named them.
Did you just hear that?
Yes,
that was me.
Okay, that was
okay. Okay, all right.
Whisper as leaving. Do you remember what that one is?
I think that's. I think there's a whisper after you guys have left.
Okay, well, let's see.
It's still tunnel.
Go ahead and pull that up. I think so.
Mine's all in this box right here.
No, this is upstairs. There.
Oh.
That's why I look like a mule when I'm leaving.
Play that again. What was that?
What are we talking about?
You guys were packing up to leave.
We're packing up to leave. This is
maybe
not
we
in the
moved
tunnel.
something.
I was going to
This
say,
is in that back room.
These are labeled by the recorder they're on.
I knew I hadn't been in the tunnel with Bobby at all. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and. Oh, yeah, well, I'm in the Zoom folder.
The Zoom recorder.
Oh, okay.
When you brought it back upstairs.
We moved it. Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll that again.
Mine's all in this box right here.
There.
Oh, there, I heard it. Okay, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard
that
it.
time? Okay,
heard it.
let me go back there again. I was listening a little closer there.
Right
there.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Okay. I've danced around so much in these audio pieces, I don't remember which one I'm on. There's a bunch.
There's the Zoom also has audio the Zoom also has audio from the theater.
I see that,
and
yeah.
one of them is up there.
Now,
Melissa's shutting off a light, and I don't know. There's some weird stuff.
okay, we haven't talked about what happened in the theater,
Not yet. We haven't got there yet.
but we can now. Because I was there when that happened, and I have no explanation for it.
The theater here at the castle is upstairs. If people are not aware of it, and they've got a full theater upstairs, and it's a historic place. I believe like Charlie Chaplin performed there.
I remember. I
Yeah.
know
So
what you're-
you and Melissa, I believe, were down somewhere.
We were down in the
down in
hallway
here. Yeah,
across.
okay. And
I
then
was up in the superintendent's room.
You and Ty and Bobby were. All three of you were. Me and my son, Andrew, but he came because he has a really good camera he uses for his journalism class in high school. He took a lot of pictures, and he and I were standing out there alone, and I kept hearing noise in the theater, and the two of us would walk into that entrance and stand there and look around for a little bit, do an EVP, and then would walk.
Did you just hear that?
I heard that, and that wasn't me.
That was a breath.
I heard that.
Did you hear
And
that?
that was none of us.
Did you hear that? We all
didn't hear
looked at
it.
each other at the same time.
Was not.
That was loud on my mic.
Yeah,
was that
I think,
on my mic?
I'm pretty sure
think it was.
Either that or mine.
Okay, well, we'll listen to that. We kept walking back into the entrance of the theater and looking around in there, and then we would go 40 feet back out in the hall and stand there again, because if we stood there, we weren't picking you guys upstairs up too loud or you guys downstairs too loud. At one point, we went in there, looked around, and we came back out. And maybe 15, 20 minutes later, who found all the cups?
You did.
No, I thought I
Or
did.
maybe Dustin did.
I did.
I did. I walked it.
It was not us.
So I had.
We had spent a lot of time in the theater before.
We did, and when we were in the theater, I said, is anybody in here? Can you move something? Do something?
We don't know where the cups came from.
No.
I mean,
So-
we found the area that we think they might have been, right? There was like that.
Yeah, it's for the bar.
Yeah.
We have a bar upstairs. Yeah.
All I know is there was nothing in that doorway because
They were in the doorway.
We went in there 4 times.
I had walked through that doorway 4 or 5 times up to that point.
So at the end of that, when we were going to move to another area, we were going to go through that same doorway, and there were these paper cups that were scattered all along where we had been standing.
And they had not been there earlier.
No, there were no. I don't even know there were cups in the room. No. I didn't even notice any cups in the room. It's not like I accidentally knocked them off.
That's very strange.
Yeah, because they would have had to come from behind that podium and move all the way over to the doorway.
So
Over
there
to
were,
the
I don't know,
doorway.
6 or 7, paper cups that were littered across the exact spot where we stood 4 times.
And again, we have so much audio. I haven't had a chance to listen to all of it.
Oh, I haven't either of mine.
That doorway is the same spot where I kept hearing every time I walked through. I would hear something.
Oh, we heard that noise.
Yeah.
Well, we did catch some stuff that is on the Tascam that we'll get to here in a bit from where you guys were going through. There was some, I don't know what it is. It's something. But there's also audio that the Zoom recorder, check me out, name dropping all these recorders. But this is how I can tell people tell Chris which recorder to look on.
Are we sponsored by Zoom?
Be nice if we were. We're not. Or Tascam, either one. I would love that. The recorder that's there, we have audio in there from the theater.
I saw some theater. That's what I was just trying to foreshadow what you were getting ready to say, so I could already be there, but I didn't do very well. I did see theater files in here, and that's what I'm trying to look for.
There's 2 different ones that are on here, unless I combined them. I don't think I did. There was some audio that Melissa had said, hey, check this out, this section here. And there's also a strange noise when she's shutting off the lights. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's, yes, yeah, because she was killing the lights in there.
I did find a breath in the theater.
Try that.
Let's go ahead and roll that one.
Shows up a couple months out of the year. He shows up on that wall over there between the doors. But that particular gentleman ended his life on the 26th, so I don't know that he's going to
Yeah,
right
right
there.
there.
Yep. Okay. Caught that. Let's go ahead and go back there real quick and play that one again.
there between the doors. But that particular gentleman ended his life on the 26th, so I don't
Right there. Is there more? Should I keep going?
Yeah, there's
know that he's going to show himself.
Oh, that's the one you told us that's kind of like a residual on the 26th that ends and then...
Yeah, that he'll show up. If he's going to do his little shadowy thing that he does, it'll be over there.
Okay. That throat clearing was me. That wasn't paranormal. But there is a breath or a whisper or something.
First. But that particular gentleman ended his life on the 26th, so I
Right there. Okay, good one. That's a good catch. I'm
There's-
trying to look through here and see.
There's another one, a noise there in the theater.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. It's just going to take me. Okay. Odd sound in theater?
Yes, odd sound in the theater. This is Melissa's shutting off the lights, and
As in, oops, sorry about that. As in, we were done.
you guys were out of there. It's just she and I were the only ones in there, and she was back there saying, "All right, tell me if I get this lights out here."
Okay, let's go ahead and roll out.
It's all off.
Okay.
He's looking for his coffee cup now.
Did you leave it in the tunnel?
Was it the door?
That was the door.
Okay. Before
Did
the
you
door.
leave it downstairs in the tunnel? Because you had it. I know you said it.
Set it down to record something.
Okay, we're searching for a coffee.
Damn
We're
coffee
looking
cup.
for Dustin's coffee
Yeah,
cup.
it's this coffee cup, actually. It's my favorite one.
And it was sitting in the tunnel on a pipe.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
in the tunnel.
let me go back to the beginning there real quick and
And I don't know what
this
this is. And Melissa, this may not be paranormal. I want you to really listen. This may just be the way the theater sounds.
It could
or
be.
something
Yeah,
else
let's
too.
go ahead and roll it again.
It's all off.
Okay.
He's looking for his coffee cup now.
Did you leave it in the tunnel?
Okay, what is that?
I don't know.
Is that? That's what I heard. That's what I'm
play that,
focusing on.
and then
Is that
there's
the right-
also a thing, kind of a sigh before
Do it one
that
more
too.
time.
from the beginning.
Just the
Yeah, take it from the top.
yeah, sure.
It's not going to take
Okay.
off. It's all off.
Okay.
He's looking for his coffee cup now.
Did you?
There's two things.
what is that thing?
I don't know.
I didn't
Would that
hear
be a
that all
door? Is that a door squeaking or something?
Was it the door that I was closing?
It's squeaking, but it's not the squeaking that I'm talking about. Let's play it again there.
Okay.
It's all off.
Okay.
He's looking for his coffee cup now.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you leave it in the tunnel?
Okay, it might be the door. But I
might
hear
have
what
been
you're
the door.
saying. too.
There's
I
two
hear
things though
something-
that I'm
there's something
referencing.
there.
The breathy sound.
The breath at the beginning, and here I'll point at you. Here, play it again. Here, I'll tell you right there. It's all off.
Okay.
There. He's looking for his coffee cup now. There.
Did you leave it in
That's
the
the
tunnel?
one. That's the one we're talking about. That may be the door. Is
It
that
might
right?
be the door.
Can't tell.
It's possible.
Okay, so we'll throw that one out. But what about the one at the beginning of that?
Yeah. Well, that, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. There's so many. We got so many, sounds while we're. Yeah, I see another one here that's called odd sound.
Try that.
Okay, let's see where that one is. Here we go. Okay, that must have been in the tunnel.
Yes.
Unmanned.
And there's also one of these tunnels is labeled metallic sound. It sounds.
Yeah, saw that.
It sounds like and Dustin will appreciate this. If you're a fan of Star Trek, what it sounds like is that they are beaming down to the planet's surface.
Okay, I know
it
exactly
sounds
what you mean.
just exactly like a transporter.
Down in the tunnel?
Yes.
Okay, I've got it right
and
here.
it sounds like a transporter from the 1960s Star Trek.
Was it when anybody was in there?
Nobody is there.
Okay.
But it sounds like someone's beaming down.
I got it right here.
Go to the torture chamber.
We're in there then. And this one, is this the right one?
Then this may not be it, but we'll see what it is.
Okay.
Go to the torture chamber. Forgive this a little longer.
Yeah. How close are we? I don't know where everything is.
We would have to go through the boiler room, and then the cells are like right over there.
Yeah, we can head that way.
We've got this zoo still going
Is
here.
it still good?
It's still going, I think. I gotta get a little closer to it. It's still going. The battery's drained.
There, I heard it there.
That was it.
Nope. I don't know.
Did you hear something hit the pipe? Something.
The battery's drained. Is that you?
Nope. I haven't moved.
Can you guys even reference it?
I remember when that happened too. Let's go back there real quick.
It's still going. The battery's drained.
Oh, that was what I remember. That sounded like someone threw a rock at us.
Yes.
Yeah. Did we say that on here?
Yeah. Later on, Ty is like, did someone throw a rock? Is it possible? Ty was also wondering if it's possible that a rock could fall from the ceiling in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is possible.
That's what that was.
I have not moved.
There's another one of these that sounds like a Star Trek transporter.
Okay, I'm looking here. Let's see. That was Metal Footsteps, and I also saw one here a minute ago. The Odd Sounds in Tunnel, maybe walkie. Is it called that because Ty said it might be your walkie?
You guys said it might have been your walkie.
Let me play that real quick because if that's the one we created, it was.
It's just too constant to be anything else.
That right there.
There.
Huh, that is.
Was that CB or walkie? Mine's turned down.
Mine was turned down too.
Yeah, because we had both. Let me hear that again.
Do you hear the
quick.
Star Trek though?
Right there?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one?
No, no.
Okay, hang on.
It's just too constant to be anything else.
I don't know what that was, but I remember we heard it, and we thought it might have been interference on a walkie-talkie, but we had them both turned all the way down because when you guys did try to talk to us, we couldn't hear you when we were down there anyway. So I don't know what that was. I do remember when that happened. I'm looking for the metal sound you're talking about. I see taps and moans. Anybody remember what that is?
We did. There are 98 of these.
Yeah, no, I have no
So-
rhyme or
Sorry.
reason. No, it's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
I have
No,
no.
it's fine, but they all become very similar.
Okay. How about, let's go, I want to see what this one is because I've been wondering since I saw it. Hang on.
So that's interesting.
Is that light always flicker like that?
Yeah. And those are on a timer. I think those go off at midnight.
Gotcha.
Some of the lights are on timers.
It's not moving at all now. Okay, let me do that.
Yeah, I heard something in the beginning.
Well, I did
There
too.
was,
I'm
like,
not- I'm-
whisper, like weird little gasps of air.
Let's try it again.
It's not moving anymore.
There.
Oh, okay.
It's like full whispering.
Is
That's
that
like
what we're
that's
focused
like
on?
That's like a sentence.
Yeah. There's all kinds of whispering near the. This also has tremendous amounts of whisper audio
Do that
near
one
the
more time?
POW cells.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll play that one next. Let me go ahead and
This
roll
is right
one
on
again.
top of those. This is right in the same area.
It's not moving anymore.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
There's some before that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are we here?
We're walking out of the boiler room to the room where the chandelier was moving.
Now at this point,
And I said it had stopped.
Yep. At this point in the time, at this point, Bobby was not here yet, and this is why I asked if anyone was doing any whispering. And the reason behind it, Chris and I, you don't ever hear us whisper. We
No,
are loud people.
We're not
Yeah.
going to whisper during investigation, really. I mean, we're going to tag it if we do.
If I'm holding a microphone, I don't ever whisper.
No.
Um,
and we had mics, and we're not. And I.
Well, I think I was talking, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You were.
okay. What is the help me? I've.
It's the help me is a whisper in the tunnel that I magnified up because I think it says help me in this, or at least that's what I think it says.
Let's see what we got here.
What is that? I mean, I know it's just a natural, but what is it? Talking about the noise we keep hearing, it's just something down here, but I didn't notice it when we first came in. But okay, now it sounds like the heat may have just taken a break. Let's see if it continues.
There.
Let me back up a little bit.
May have just taken a break. Let's see if it continues.
That must have been the heater.
Okay, so that was right in the middle.
I almost thought I heard a rumble at the end.
I hear something there. I'm trying to.
Okay, now it sounds like the heat may have just taken a break. Let's see if it continues.
So this is me and Tyler in the tunnel again. Right?
Yes.
That must have been the heater.
I don't know. I heard something in the middle there. I can't be sure.
There's tons of whispering at the. If you go to the Whisper POW cells.
Yeah, that's the one
tons of
right
those.
here. The Whisper at POW cell area. Let's go ahead and see what we got there real quick.
What she said it was good for him.
Hey, Chris, did you see this?
Yeah. That's George. Not as freaked out when down there.
Spring there.
Man, it feels off-putting in here.
People don't like that sound.
Yeah.
People don't like it.
Okay, because I was trying to focus on the time, I accidentally went back. I want to go back and listen here really quickly.
Yeah. That's George. Not as freaked out when down here.
I hear whispering. The light continues the whole time.
Like it's going on the whole time there.
And I actually remember when
there's
when and
several
where that one
there's
was.
several of these whisper audios like this from the POW.
What
area.
about in the hall of the boys' dorm? Do you remember that one? Whisper.
I think that's when we were leaving the boys' dorm.
Try it.
Okay, we'll pull that one up here.
It's a big space.
We divvy up and we do our stuff.
There.
There, yeah, I hear it.
This is the boys' dormitory. So this is where the little girls' dorm is down kind of on the other side of where you guys do your podcast. This is where little boys would have been. They kept them separate.
Okay, let me go back here real quick.
We divvy up and we do our stuff.
There.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it looks like there's a bunch of whisper files here. Let's see. Let me.
I heard something.
Did you hear that just now?
I did.
Okay, I'm glad
I did.
someone else
That's
did
why-
too.
that's why I looked over
What
it.
was it?
Okay, I don't know.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, but I looked at him and
Yeah.
you had stopped, and I looked at Chris and he had stopped, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Was
okay.
it the same thing as
Yeah,
earlier?
it's Darth Dustin is what it is. The thing I've called Darth Dustin in here before because it's always on your mic, and that's why I wanted
was
to look
on my mic this
yes,
time?
No, I don't know until I look at the recorder, but I'm just saying that's usually where I find Darth Dustin. That's why I call him Darth Dustin. And I wanted to look over and see if you were breathing at the time, and you were
Well,
not.
I hope I was breathing
Well,
at the time.
you have been breathing, but you weren't. I mean, you would have to be pulling in a lot of air to have done that noise, and you were not. So there's a ton of whispers on this thing.
And just to clarify, I had my volume way up to catch a lot of these.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you have
so
to.
if listeners don't hear it when they play it, turn that volume up because
Yeah.
that's what I.
Well, you have to do that on this stuff. And the
Now, I
other
was-
thing too, that if you're really into ghost and the paranormal, I know that people have gotten used to us doing these things where we've caught just some insanely great EVPs. These are more the
Chris,
standard
I don't know how I feel
EVP.
about Nazi ghosts,
Hang
dude.
on. Okay, so
good with regular ones,
I
but-
finally did. I sat here and monkeyed around long enough. Remember that one that we couldn't
Chris,
get
I
to
don't know how-
load?
Yes.
And now
The
I won't
Nazi
stop.
ghost?
Yes. I finally did get at least the audio of that video to load here. That's kind of what I was monkeying around with while you guys were talking just now.
Gotcha.
This is me and Tyler in the tunnel. This is one that I sent you, Melissa, I believe.
Oh yes.
Let me play it real quick and just refresh my memory. But this is off of an iPhone video, so let me go ahead and play this real quick. And Tyler he's joking about I'm not so sure about. I think this is the one about Nazi ghosts.
Yeah. Ty has somehow Ty has got it in his mind that there were Nazi POWs here.
I don't think he actually thinks that.
Well, I mean, there were German POWs.
Yeah,
Okay,
here
well then Ty is correct.
During World War II, that's why they're in that back building.
It's very possible they could have been Nazis.
Yeah,
John.
well, if you know, I didn't realize there were actual German ones. I thought
Yes.
it was all Japanese.
There were
and stuff.
German and Japanese.
Okay.
Yes, both.
All right.
So I finally did get it to load. It's taken forever here, but let me go ahead and play it. Watch it not play, but here we go.
Hey, Chris, I don't know how I feel about Nazi ghosts, dude. I'm good with regular ones, but
Do you hear it right
Yeah.
there? Do you hear that?
I was
After
laughing.
he says, I'm not sure I feel about Nazi ghosts, it either sounds like a raspy whispering. If you listen to it with the right ears, it almost sounds like someone is laughing.
Okay, do it again.
All right, hang on.
hey, Chris, I don't know how I feel about Nazi ghosts, dude.
Yeah, kind of like
That was me. That
Okay.
was me. Hang on. Let me. It's right after because I did laugh, but there was. I was here. Let me play it again. Here, listen.
Hey, Chris, I don't know how I feel about Nazi ghosts, dude. I'm good with regular ones, but
It's
Do you hear
like
that?
jingling or something.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing.
We didn't hear it. I got to play it one more time because when I first heard that, I was like, "What the hell is
I
that?"
don't know how I feel about Nazi ghosts, dude. I'm good with regular ones, but
It does. Yeah, but I hear like jingle bells.
Yeah, that's
Remember you always talked about jingle bells?
that I always hear.
Is that what that is?
It
I hear
sounds
what
very
sounds like jingle
similar to that.
bells.
One more time.
Remember the time that I was remoting in?
I remember, yeah.
And I
you
kept
hearing
hearing
jingle
bells.
Yeah. Hang on, let me play it.
I asked you guys if there were bells on the front door, like, because it was around Christmas.
Well, now it's not going to play again, of course. Shit.
Well, we got tons of whispers that you can play that I know will play.
I know. And I should just go to those, but yeah, it's not going to play. Okay. I don't know what is going on with that file. It's like corrupt or something, but we'll go back to the folder. How are we on time? Do we need to...
Before long, but if you want to go ahead and play some more whispers, I think it'd be fine. But you know, though, I mean, it's interesting that you're talking about corrupt files on this because I have never had that happen ever. And I was trying to ship Melissa... Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I heard something I didn't know.
I don't know what it was
I was
either.
trying to ship some files to Melissa, and I had a file corruption problem last night. And I have never, in the whole time we've done this, ever had a file corruption issue.
I have that too, and these are just straight iPhone videos.
Right.
That we deal with every day.
Well, this was off of, and here's the really weird thing. These were off of the ones in the tunnel. They were having...
well, these were in the tunnel,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, and it just... That's the only area I was having problems with, and there's nothing...
You hear something?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
There's nothing that would cause that. But we've got tons of whisper
Yeah.
if you'd like to play any more of those.
I can, yeah. Well, I'm curious what breathing and cranky pants...
Okay. What happened?
I don't know
Melissa,
what that file
Melissa
means.
named all these, and the one area where the guy that supposedly screams obscenities and stuff at people, that room.
I call them cranky pants.
Up at the very top?
Wait,
no,
what
bottom,
room is it?
down at the bottom, the room where a lot of people won't go.
You said it felt like you could see where people would get nauseous, that it was kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, okay.
The dimensions were a little off.
Yeah.
It was like a grandfather's mansion
She called that
thing.
cranky pants room.
Okay.
I'm not winning any points with that guy
So,
down there.
on this one, is anybody in there?
Nobody's in there with
Okay.
cranky pants.
Well, let's go ahead
Are
and
you
play
sure?
it.
I thought we were leaving.
No, okay, we were leaving.
I thought we were
maybe.
doing the walkthrough, maybe.
I don't know. We've done so many, I can't tell you.
I'll go ahead and play this one. We'll see here.
I want to hear say something. Yeah, we'll come back down. We're just getting an idea where everybody is.
Anybody in here? Yeah.
I feel weird though. I know, me too. Yeah, I'm getting like...
I don't think so.
No? Hang on.
I want to hear say something. Yeah, we'll come back down. We're
Yeah,
just...
I hear that breathing. We've heard that on here.
Yeah.
That was like a really long
Yeah,
exhale.
I can't exhale that long without passing out. I know it's not me because I can't do that.
Those are really hard when we were doing the walkthrough because I didn't know if it was you breathing or somebody else making a sound.
Yeah.
Those are real tricky for me.
I'm really loud, and usually if you hear me, you're going to know it's me, and I can't exhale that much without tumbling. There's no way I can do it.
So, what is the? Have I already played the deep voice noise at end of tunnel? That's what I'm having trouble now remembering which ones I played.
I think you did.
I think you did.
Okay, I did play that one then. How are we doing on time here? Do we need to save the rest till next time? There's a ton here.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
Yeah, you know what? We'll do the next one on that because we've got. And by the way, you're only in one folder.
I know. There's like other folders I
I was
haven't
going to say,
even
you
opened.
still have, what, the tower?
Yeah, we've still got the tower and we've still got the dungeon. We have not done the dungeon either,
Oh.
and so there's whispers there as well.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and save the rest of them? We'll get them next
we'll
week.
do the rest of them next week. We'll be back soon with another episode of Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter Podcast.